Hello, welcome back. This doesn't tell you very much. It's already in the if function explained, but it is in the Word. But we're going to just, I think, primarily focus on this guy for right now. So this tells you exactly what kind of the logic behind it is. So this is really like a logical portion of this. So basically, if let you make a comparison. So if something is true, then do this. And if something is not true, then do that. Okay. So it says here, the best way to get started is to think about what you're trying to accomplish. What comparison are you trying to make? So this goes back to that sheet that we did where a lot of things were like, what was the average income of all the zip codes? It's not asking for all the average zip codes. It's asking for the average income within those areas of the city. We need to actually think about what we're trying to do, make it as logical as possible. So many times writing an if statement can be as simple as thinking the logic through in your head. What should happen if this condition is met versus what should happen if it's not? You will always make sure that the steps follow logical progression, or else your formula won't do what you think it should. It's especially important when you create complex or nested if statements. Okay, so then we get into our function. So the first one is an if function task, and then we have a count if, an average if, and a sum if. So there's 4 sheets to do on this guy here. You should be able to extrapolate. Sum if means add it up if. The average, take the average if. Count if, so that's the same thing as we did, like kind of count if it is over, 100, or if it's below 100, whatever the case may be. And then this one is your straightforward if. So I'll work through this one with you, and then you guys should be able to move through the rest of them. So we are working out, we obviously own like a car company. And if a worker has sold more than 10 cars this month, they get a bonus of $500 added to their pay. So you want to use the if function in column D, to show yes or no. Did they earn the bonus? And then use another if function to show if their total pay it is yes, then what the total pay would be. So it's that plus the base. Okay. So we are in here, and we want to go up to our formulas, and we want to insert a function. And we want to use the if function. So if is okay. And then the logic test. So it should tell you a little bit about it. So checks whether a condition is met and returns a value of true or value of false. Hopefully this works. I think I pressed the wrong button and maybe made my whole thing go away. Okay, anyway, we're back to our logic test. So in this case, if a worker has sold more than 10 cars this month, they are going to get a bonus of $500 added to their pay. So the logic test that we want to go to is actually this column here, the amount of cars. So if this amount of cars sold is greater than 10, then if it's true, we're going to say yes. And if it's false, we're going to say no. Hopefully this one works. So, and it did, and it auto-populated for the rest of them. It all went down, and it works out. Our logic works out. So this guy did not sell more than 10. This guy did, this guy did, and this guy did. So yes, 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 yes. So that is all we did there. Did they earn a bonus? No, yes, yes, no, yes. Okay. And then we come out to our total pay, because our logic statement here is if this is a no, then their total pay is this. If their bonus is yes, then they get this plus $500. So we are going to do or add in another if function that shows our total pay. If the bonus is yes, then the base salary plus, and if not, it's just a base salary. Okay, so we're going to go insert function. We're going to go if, and if this equals yes, then I may have done this wrong. Hang on a second. Okay, so we're going to try this with our logic test. So if this equals yes, I might need, yeah. So it's giving me this red. So I'm going to go and put brackets around it. Okay. So even though it says false, it's not red. So we're going to relax and just say yes. So if the bonus earn says yes, then it's going to be $2,000 plus a $500 bonus. And if it's false, it's just going to be $2,000. And we're going to say okay or press enter. Okay, that worked. So everywhere that there was a yes, it became $2,000. Okay, so that is kind of how you use it. You might have to play around. There's also, if you go into, let's figure, okay, how many people have library finds? Put the answer in count if function and select. So I'll do this one too. See if I can figure it out. Because I want to show you guys that you can get like little help. So we're going to go count if, and we're going to use this guy. So this guy here is help on this function. So you can always press that if you want to know a little bit of money, a little bit more information. But up here, pretty straightforward. The range is the group of numbers that we want it to go and look at. So how many people have library finds? So that would be this, you'd find that here, because if they've got a 0, they don't have library finds. And if they have above 0, then they do, right? So we want to say that this guy, library finds are greater than 0. And let's see here. I don't think it likes my values. Oh, no, it did. It was fine. Okay, so that says it's got 6 people. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is correct. So we had it look here. Anything that was above $0 got counted as a fine and put in here. So count if function. Okay. Your average if function. So once again, we're going to go to insert function, average, and right, the number 3 one down is average if. And our range, so again, the average amount of library finds owned only from people with library finds. Okay, so same kind of deal. So we highlight those people. Criteria has got to be above $0, and we're going to leave average range because it's going to come up with that. And the average range is $2.87. Now, this is not in, if you want to go back and do this properly, you'll go back here, maybe click on this little thing here, which will put it into numeric form, $2.88, just because that's what really we should be doing. And last but not least, sum if. We are going to go in here, we're going to go to formulas, we're going to insert a formula, sum if. We're going to say okay. And okay, what's the total amount of library fines owed by all women? So this is not the stuff you want. You want the if function. So sum if it is a woman. So we want to do a sum if here. For the range, criteria is got to be this group equals F. See if that works. No. Hang on a second. Let me try this again. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning. My range is going to be this one here. Criteria is going to be F for female. And I'm going to do my sum range here. And see if that one works. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Okay, so that is where you're going to use that one. What is the total amount of library fines owed by all men? Okay, so basically it's the same thing. We want to insert function. Oops, sorry. There we go. Our range is going to be looking at the gender. The criteria needs to be M, and the range needs to be here. And we say, okay. And that's it. Save it and upload it.